Hello, this is Don from Hilltech, and today I'm going to show you the removal and replacement of a bed floor for a Scout. In this part of the video, I'm going to be showing you the drilling and prying up on the spot welds. They're a little bit of a chore, especially on this piece that's really thin and rusted out. So the weapons of choice for this were a cordless drill with a 3/8 drill bit, long screwdrivers, and a little bit of a hammer there so you can drive that screwdriver in. Next you'll be seeing is the hole itself. And from here is prying up on the piece that's been, the spot welds have been removed or loosened. So here you can see these are the spot welds. Here, just drilled through the top. This has the same bend on it, 1 inch wide. Little offset here, so it lays flat. And got the first row done. The edges to this next stringer across here. Got these first few done. They're a little bit more. And the reason they're so difficult is this pitting, this heavy pitting of the rust is low, so you can't see the spot welds. All these pits look like the spot weld, and they're not. Have 3 more stringers to do across. The rest of the edge, the front, down this side, and it's out. Clean it up. I'll show you some videos of cleaning it up and what we have to look forward to under here. So this truck was an Arizona truck, so it's actually in really good shape. The only problem was on this bed where this rusted out area. Must have been something sitting here. Some rusted out areas here. Same thing here. And at this point, I had drilled out the first row of spot welds, and I thought that I could take the sheet up in one piece, but I was wrong. So I used a sawzall to cut it into panels. Later, a friend stopped by. He had the same project with a Chevy pickup, and he made some suggestions, and they worked really well. So here I'm just finishing up, taking the panel completely out, and in here it would be laying on the floor in the shop after the 3 sections have been removed. And then there was quite a bit of corrosion down in these rails that need to be wire wheeled and ground out. And here's the replacement panel that I was able to create with the help of some friends. It's 18 gauge mild steel, and you can buy these, you can purchase them from any of the international parts dealers, but I chose to make this one. So a friend of mine let me borrow his Bailey bead roller, and in an afternoon, it only took us a couple hours, we worked on this and we built a piece that resembles the original. It's laying on here pretty flat. These will come out. All this corner will go down, so this bubble and this one will come out too. So I think it's pretty flat. Got these corners looking really nice. So this probably took a total of about 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours, with a Bailey roller, bead roller, 1 inch flat beads, and then we put a little bevel on the end to match the original. So here the bed's been prepped, and I'm ready to dry fit the new panel. It fits pretty well. I've got it clamped in. I'm starting to clamp it, and I'm also using these little aircraft style clips that I'll describe later. Hey, so I shot a little time lapse. It's all prepped. We got the bed in, the floor in of the bed, sheet metal, but it's a little distorted, but it's working out okay. Clamping it, getting it down flat. So I have these cute little, they're called skin tight clips. They're not Kikos. They're basically little clips that you can use with one hand. So I'll show you those real quick. So these take an 1/8 inch hole, and let's see, I'll take this one out. And you can see it there. So you can slide it down in the hole, and then when you pull it back, it gets wider. So we'll drop it down in the hole, put a little pressure down. One hand, you can snap them. So they work pretty good. So the bed's pretty flat. There's a couple little bubbles in it, but those will come out. Same thing over here. So anyway, thought you might like to see that. This next section is doing the plug welding. I had to create holes in the panel and then plug weld them from the top. I didn't have, or do I know of anybody that has a long enough spot welder to reach all the way in to spot weld that panel in and recreate the original effect that International did for this bed. So the next choice was just to do some plug welds, and amazingly they actually look like spot welds. Hey everybody, back. I did a time lapse on filling all the spot welds, the plug welds, and so this is what we got for a finished product. It's all welded in. So these are little plug welds. They all look pretty good. Looks like about 100%. And edge looks good. Along this edge, this was a pretty corroded up piece of sheet metal underneath this, and so I ended up putting a couple little corner welds in around. This gets a seam sealer in this corner, so you'll never see them. Just a little added insurance so that this doesn't pop loose from those little spot welds. But as you can see out here in the field, all these welds look pretty good. All these, I counted them the other night. There's 109 plug welds on this sheet, and the sheet is 5 feet long and 38 inches wide. So hopefully 110 plug welds will hold this thing down. So anyway, that's one that's out, done, finished, another part of the project. And went around and tuned up some little pickup work, some stuff that needed to be addressed. This little project took a total of about 8 hours to complete from start to finish, and I hope this helps somebody in the future with their project. Anyway, thanks again from Hilltech.